Most people think being followed means seeing a strange car behind you on a dark, empty highway. But the most dangerous kind of stalker is the one that stays completely still, waiting for you to come to them. This happened back in the winter of my senior year. I worked the closing shift at a local grocery store, which meant I usually didn't drive home until well past midnight. My neighborhood was one of those newly built cookie-cutter townhouse developments on the edge of the suburbs, rows of identical white houses with small driveways tightly packed together. At 1 a.m., the entire street was always a ghost town. Because the neighborhood was so new, a lot of the townhouses were still completely empty, waiting to be sold. One Tuesday night, I pulled onto my street, the headlights of my sedan cutting through the thick, freezing mist. As I slowly rolled down the pavement, navigating past the parked cars, a strange, uneasy sensation washed over me. It was that primal, intense feeling of being watched. I slowed my car down right in the middle of the road, looking through my windshield. The streetlights cast a harsh, artificial glow over the identical white houses. Everything looked completely normal. No cars were moving, no headlights were behind me, and all the house windows were dark. I brushed it off as late-night exhaustion, pulled into my driveway, and went inside to sleep. But the next night, the feeling returned. Only this time it was twice as intense. As I drove down the street, my eyes instinctively darted to the row of townhouses on the right. In one of the vacant, unlit houses, something caught my eye. The high-contrast white siding made the dark, open garage door look like a black void, and right at the edge of that shadow, I thought I saw a shape. A tall, completely still silhouette of a person standing just inside the darkness of the empty garage, facing the street. I tapped my brakes, staring out my passenger window. The silhouette didn't move an inch. I couldn't see a face, just the outline of a figure standing perfectly upright in the freezing cold. It's just a shadow from the streetlights, I told myself. I drove home, locked my front door, and tried to forget about it. By Friday, the paranoia was eating me alive. Before leaving my shift at the store, I decided to set up my phone on my dashboard, positioning it so the camera recorded a clear, wide-angle view through my front windshield. If I was just losing my mind, the footage would prove it. At 1:15 a.m., I turned onto my street. The neighborhood was dead silent. I kept my speed incredibly slow, my heart hammering against my ribs as I approached the vacant townhouses. There it was again, the open garage, the pitch-black void, and, standing exactly in the same spot, was the silent, dark silhouette. I didn't stop this time. I drove straight past it, pulled into my driveway, ran inside my house, and immediately pulled the memory card from my phone to check the video on my computer. I scrolled through the footage and paused it right where my car rolled past the empty house. I zoomed in on the dark garage opening, adjusting the contrast and brightness of the video frame. As the image cleared up, my blood ran entirely cold. It wasn't a shadow. It was a man, dressed in solid black, wearing a crude, pale mask. But he wasn't looking at my car as I drove past. His head was turned completely to the side, staring directly at the house across the street. My house. He hadn't been watching me drive home. He had been standing in that freezing, dark void for days, staring directly at my front door, waiting for me to turn off my lights. I called the police immediately. When they searched the vacant townhouse, they found a sleeping bag, a pair of binoculars, and several printed photos of me, taken from inside my own driveway. The man was gone, and the police never caught him. But the detail that still haunts me, the thing that makes me lock every window the second the sun goes down, is what the police told me after checking the dust patterns on the garage floor. Based on the footprints, he hadn't just been standing there while I drove by. The moment my car passed his hiding spot and my brake lights disappeared around the corner, he would step out into the street and slowly walk behind my car all the way to my driveway.